Hello, guys, and welcome back to our channel. Join us today as we take on the toughest challenges we faced living in Busuanga, Palawan, Philippines, and see if we can handle this heat. We've been living in Busuanga for a while now, and I have to say, it's been a wild ride. There's been ups and downs, twists and turns, and moments where we just wanted to throw in the towel. But despite all the challenges, we've learned how to adapt, grow, and to appreciate the beauty of the island. Living in Busuanga has been a real taste of our patience, our resilience, and our ability to adapt to new situations. And we've learned that it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving in a place that's vastly different from what we've been used to. So, in this video, we like to share one of the toughest challenges we faced living in Busuanga, Palawan, Philippines, and how we overcome them. Infrastructure. Infrastructure is one of the biggest challenge we face in our daily life. In some part of the island, the roads are rough. The internet is spotty. Get ready to a slow internet, and sometimes the power runs out for several hours. So if you didn't plan to charge your phone or to charge your power bank, then you cannot work. It's not the most ideal situation. We struggle every day, but you learn to make do with what you have. In this house, we get water from the town, which is a really good thing. Like most of the people, they don't got this luxury. So how does it work? We fill a tank downstairs with the water when the water is running, because it's not every time, it's just specific hours during the day. Sometimes the water runs very slowly. When the water is running, we fill the tank downstairs. Then we turn on the pump and send the water up. We store the water, and that's how we can have water in this house. In our new house, so what we had to do is to dig our own well and eventually create our own installation, create everything from scratch. Regarding electricity, we get from the barangay. Although my dream one day, if we have the budget for that, is to invest in solar, because I think this is the only way we can have a consistent electricity. Although we're trying to find ways to use the less electricity as possible. We won't put aircon. I don't like aircon, but fan or something we need. So we want to invest in solar fan. For cooking, we use gas or charcoal. For baking, I have a charcoal oven. But soon I'm going to show you everything in our new house, because I think it's the last time we're going to have this background in our video. Let's go back to the topic of today, the challenges we face here. Less the electric device as much as possible, and do with the flow. If we have electricity, then that's when we can charge our device. That's when we can use the electricity. And if you don't have, then you move on an activity that doesn't use power. That's it. Second challenge we face here is access to basic necessity like food. Access to food can be challenging, especially during rainy season. The main source of protein here is fish. So just imagine if we have a rough sea, the fishermen cannot go out to catch fish, right? As you saw in the previous video, we also source some of our food in the local market in Coron, which is 40 kilometers away, so we're not going in Coron every day. But sometimes, even though the market runs out of goods, because same vegetables and fruits coming from the north of the Philippines. Imagine there's a typhoon and there is a rough sea. Same. All the boats that's supposed to bring the goods on the island, they are not operating. So there is no supply in the market. One of the things I learned here is resilience. Okay, we cannot have access to fish. Let's be creative. What else can we cook, right? I actually discovered vegetarian cooking here. So using a plant-based protein, we have a lot of mung beans here. So that's what I use. We can also find chickpeas, tofu. So these are alternatives. I am not a vegan or vegetarian person, but sometimes you also need to vary the source of protein you use, and sometimes you don't have a choice. And imagine there is no fish around, and you have a can of chickpeas or you have some long beans, so you can eat. You can have your protein for your meal. So this is also what I've learned here, how to substitute the proteins. Also, what we want to do in our new place is to have a small poultry, so few chickens that can give us egg every day. Another things that can be tough sometimes is the supply for the kids, diaper, milk, any kind of special food for kids. Just forget about it because it's too hard to find. There's some formula here. You don't have much choice. I breastfeed for about 2 years. So my first kid, and for my second kid, well, we were in France at that time. So I breastfeed a little bit, but then after I switched to formula. When we came back here in the Philippines, I just brought the formula with me. And then when we didn't have more, she just stopped to drink milk. Well, Jiya is in a good health. She doesn't have any trouble with food. She eats everything, so that makes very easy. Regarding diapers, we use washable diapers. I'm gonna show you. So that's what we use, washable diapers. So I bought that in the Philippines. This is the diaper, and then we'll put two insert. One is microfiber and one is charcoal. We'll just insert inside, and that's it. And actually, Liam was the first one to use it, and now it's Jiya using it. It was a good investment. It's actually fit from newborn until they don't need diaper anymore. Also because there is a struggle in waste management, so that's also one of the reason I decide to use washable diapers. Another challenge that we can face here is the language barrier because not everybody is speaking English. I am learning Tagalog. I am trying to speak the language even though it's hard. It's hard for me. I'm getting old now. My memory is not as efficient as before, but hopefully I will eventually speak the language much better if you want to be part of the community, be understood by all the locals around. And also, I noticed that if you speak Tagalog, they will be happy and then they can see that you're making effort. It's always much better if you speak the language. Of course, another challenge is to get around. It's much better to have your own motorbike so you can go around wherever you want. The public transportation system is very limited. Healthcare is also a concern on the island. There is one hospital on the island, but it's not very equipped for a serious disease. Recently, we had quite a few health problems. We've been to the hospital. It took quite a while for Liam to recover, and I was a bit concerned. Actually, I have a private doctor here on the island. I heard he left, then came back, so I just called him. and we went to see him and give a proper treatment. And after eventually 2 3 weeks, Liam felt better. There is another hospital in Kulion Island, which is about 40 minutes boat drive from here, which is a much better hospital, much better equipped, but you need to get a boat to go there. And actually, that's where I give birth to Liam. It is better equipped than Coron Hospital, but it's still not the best. If you really have something serious, then you'll have to go in Manila. The isolation of the island can be tough sometimes. And of course, we miss our French family because they are quite far. Even though with the technology now, we can video call them, so this is a very good thing, but still, it's not the same. Being far from our French family is one of the biggest challenge we are facing also. The cost of living in Busuanga can be very high, especially when it comes to imported goods or services. Things that you take for granted in the city, like a simple cup of coffee, can be a real luxury on the island. If you decide to live the local way, yes, the life is not so expensive. But then when you're trying to find the specific goods, such as coffee, such as cheese, such as butter, such as tahini, so such as the spices, then it can become very expensive. Simple tasks like doing laundry can be an adventure on the island. Since more than 2 weeks, my washing machine is not working. So it is quite an exercise every 2 days doing laundry by hands. I've always showed the positive side of Muswanga, and I really love this place. I really like to live in this place. But in each, I wanted to do this video today talking about the challenges because I wanted to show that in every place, there is a pros and cons. There is good things and challenges. It's not all black and white. There's always good and bad anywhere you are in the world. It's not all bad though. The locals are incredibly friendly and helpful, and they really become like a second family for us. There are days when the island feels like a tropical paradise and all your worries just melt away. But then there are days where the challenges feel insurmountable and you wonder why you ever thought that was a good idea. Living here in an island, I really learned to be more patient, to take one step at a time, and to not sweat the small stuff. I learned to find beauty in the simplest thing, like a stunning sunset or a perfectly cooked meal. I learned to be more resourceful, to MacGyver my way to tricky situations, and to find creative solutions to problems. Living in Buswanga has been a journey of self discovery, of growth, and of resilience. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. If I can take away one thing from my experience, is that challenges are opportunity in this quiz. They push you to grow, to adapt, and to become a better version of yourself. So, if you're thinking of moving in Buswanga or in another rural area, don't let the challenges scare you off. Embrace them, learn from them, and grow with them. Thanks for watching. And if you have a similar experiences, just share them in the comment below. Until next time, keep face the challenges Adapt yourself and be resilient. That's one of the biggest quality you'll have in life.